Hello, and welcome to Talking About Podcast where we talk about everything and anything. Um, as I said in my last video, the mic has been upgraded and everything. Um, but I just recorded this episode, and for some reason, when I was exporting, it literally just like vanished. So this is a re-recording, so it's not gonna have the same rawness as usual. So take it how you will, but I wanted to kind of delve into 20s and how being 20 like genuinely kind of just like fucks with your brain. um Neurologically, I read a study about neurologically once you're in your 20s, you felt like you've lived 80% of your life, and that's because you have in your head. From the time you were born up until you're about 20, like 25, 26, when your brain fully develops, you're kind of done developing and you kind of start to regress in development. So your motor skills have been kind of topped out. You've kind of peaked like physically with your height and your all your genes and everything have kind of like fully settled. I'm sorry. I'm like getting sick. But yeah, so you start to feel like you've lived about 80% of your life just because of peaking um mentally and everything like that. So like all your motor skills have been developed, all your speech patterns, everything like that. Which kind of gives you that quarter life crisis and where you're like, well damn, I felt like I've lived forever and I feel like I've accomplished anything. So um yeah. For those of you who don't know, I turned 20 11 days ago now, and I was terrified, and I still am terrified to be 20 because I can no longer say that I moved out as a teenager, and I can no longer say that like I've been alone. Like I'm 19 years old across the country. I can no longer say that. Like my teens are over, and your teens are the second to shortest time period in like your developmental stages. So like you're a toddler, you're like a child until you're 12, and then from like honestly like 12 to like 14, you're like a tween, and then you're a teenager, and then you're an adult or a 20-year-old. um, and that kind of pressure kind of just like messes with you. And for someone like me, where I think I'm constantly behind and I'm constantly like lacking in every single sense, it's terrifying. And it was terrifying. For about a month before I turned 20, I was terrified. I was like, I'm gonna be an adult. I'm gonna have to like actually adult. I'm gonna have to do things that I don't like to do. I'm gonna have to like match my 401k every year. Like, hello, this is not okay. Um, so I was terrified, and I still am because like, what do you mean I'm 20 years old? What do you mean I have to like do all these things? But um, about I think it was 20 days before I turned 20. Because this countdown is kind of big. 20 is kind of a big birthday, but I wrote down some goals that I have for my first year of being 20, and I'm gonna read you my goals. 20 new recipes. I want to learn 20 new recipes, and I want to cook them, and I want to eat them, and I really want to enjoy them. So I think Tuesday on my day off, I'm gonna make ratatouille for the first time because I really like it. I've never had it, but I really want to like it. And I really want to make it, and I really want to learn how to do those things. And with those 20 new recipes, I want to learn 20 new skills slash hobbies. Um, I just recently got into golfing, so I'm gonna count that because I'm gonna really start delving into golfing. I try to play golf every Tuesday. Every Tuesday morning, if weather permits, I like to play some golf. I like to play a round with Kaylin. Um, I'm not very good, but I'm trying to get better. And I recently just started messing around with some clay. So I've been doing some clay sculptures. I really got into watching North of the Border with Alex, I think his name is. And so I got really into clay. I still am really into clay. I've got my project sitting like right in front of me. So um, with that, excuse me, it's a little late. 20 new restaurants. I want to try 20 new restaurants. Probably not 20 new cuisines because I don't think there's 20 new cuisines that I've never tried. I'm very adventurous with my food, so I think this one will really fit kind of my lifestyle and how I want to attempt to do new things in my 20s. The next thing is two new travel spots slash vacations. I really want to go to Georgia and I really want to go to New York. I really want to go to New York for my 21st birthday because I would love to go to a speakeasy and watch a live jazz band for my 20th or my 21st. Sorry. So I really want to be doing that for my 21st. Um, the next one is 20 new people in my life. And I talked about this in the first time that I tried to record this episode. But I currently feel like I don't have friends and I currently feel like I'm a loser. Um, and I just feel like disgusting as a person and that I don't live up to the expectations that I'm supposed to. And um it's like I have people in my life that I do talk to that are friends and I know they care about me, but I they're not friends where I can go and update them every day where I can sit there and I can like send them a vlog and rant about everything and just go on about my day. And it kind of brings me back to middle school, which is stupid because in middle school I had all these friends and they were wonderful people and I still talk to a few of them. But I always felt like I was annoying them. I always felt like I was the annoying person. And after that, I kind of became like super nonchalant. And I don't like being nonchalant. I really enjoy being everything that I am. And I really enjoy wanting to talk to people about those little minuscule things. And I really want to have people in my life that appreciate that and care about that and will tell me that I'm cool and that I matter to them when I'm not just feeling down. Because when I post this and say somebody listens to it and be like, "Oh, I think you're so cool. Like, you really put yourself out there. Like, you're such an amazing person." And it's like, no, because you don't think that of me every other day. You don't think that I'm a cool person. You only think that when I'm feeling down about myself and when I feel like a shitty person. Like, I went clubbing for the first time last night for Halloween. And in there, I was looking at all these people in really amazing costumes, a lot of them. And I was just like, damn, I'm a fucking loser here. I ended up spending my entire night leaning up against a wall because I just like was stunned. And I just realized that's not the kind of life I want to live. And I don't understand how people do that. Every Friday, I understand how people go clubbing and live that kind of life where you're like, where you're out there like that, you're drinking like that. And I did drink last night. And I think that's kind of like, I kind of hit an old time low in my head. Because I was thinking, like, because like I really wanted to go out and like dance. And I really wanted to like put myself out there and be new and like be like, I'm never going to see these people ever again. I want to go dance with people and like fuck around and like kind of find out and just like do whatever the fuck I wanted to do. And I was just so in my head and so self conscious that I just like didn't do anything. I just leaned up against the wall and I was awkward and I hated myself for it because I feel like I was ruining everybody else's night and I felt like I was ruining the group of friends that I went with night because they kept coming over and being like, "Oh, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm chilling. Like I'm just doing my thing." And I just felt like I was responsible for them for having a shitty night, you know? And it just like I'm not the kind of person where I want to be clubbing. I what I really wanted to do last night is I really wanted to dress up. And I it's just so stupid to be crying about, but I am crying at this point. But all I wanted to do yesterday was to play golf. I played a round of golf yesterday. I wanted to play golf. I wanted to watch a few horror movies, a few Halloween movies. I wanted to like cook something Halloweeny-ish. Make a pizza that looks like a mummy or something stupid. And I wanted to hand out candy to kids. And I wanted to decorate. That's all I wanted to do. And then I went clubbing and I drank. I when I was in that club, I just felt so disgusting. Disgusting. Sorry, I just completely forgot to pronounce the middle of that word, and I just felt disgusting, and I felt like I just like am been struggling recently really badly with my relationship with God and just my relationship with like sexuality and everything. But I just felt like I felt like I was a sinner, and I felt like everything I was seeing was a sin, and like just me being there was a sin, and that I was disgusting, and that like I didn't belong. And I think that's my biggest issue right now is that I don't feel like I belong. And I see all these people, I stalk all the people I went to high school with, which is like I feel like such a loser thing to say, and I hope that they stalk me too. I hope that they still think about me, and I hope that they like not necessarily that they care, but I hope that I cross people's minds because I really hope that like I just really hope to be remembered, and I think that's something I struggle with. But I see the life that they live, and I see all the friendships that they have, and all these groups of people, and I'm like, and I desperately want that, and I desperately want to be cool, and I desperately want to sit there and have all these friends, and to be loved, and to be able to rant to these people, and I just don't have that, and it makes me feel really behind, and it always has, and I feel like being 20, you're like supposed to like figure out who your friends are, and like figure out who you want to be your bridesmaids and your maid of honor and everything, and I'm like, well, what the fuck? Like, what am I doing here with my roommate and the one other person I talk to in my life? Like, what am I doing? You know? So, continuing with my 20s goals. 20 new places. I want to go to 20 new places, and whether that's like hiking or parks or just places like, I mean, it's not restaurants specifically, but just like libraries, states, just like anywhere. I just want to do 20 new things in new places. And then my last goal was 20K in the bank because I need to get my bands up. But yeah, before I turned 20, I just put this like impending doom on myself. And I still kind of have that impending doom because I feel like I've lived my life and I feel like I'm behind and I feel like I'm always going to be behind. And it's like I'm such a nonchalant person, but I live in a world where everybody is nonchalant. Like I'm such a I'm not a nonchalant person. Let's just say that. And everybody else is, I feel. Everybody else perceives themselves as that way and puts themselves out there like they're nonchalant. And it's like I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to not care. Like when I care about you or like I like I long for these relationships and I long to be in a romantic relationship and I long to like have a friendship where I can tell you everything. And I send you, like I said, they send you these vlogs and like sit there and be my full self. And I long for those kinds of things. And it's just like I just feel like shit. And I feel like a loser. I feel like a disgusting person. Like I feel like I should be like a Discord mod because that's just how I feel. Like I just feel like nobody cares. And maybe I just haven't found my people. But being 20 and lonely, like what the fuck am I doing with my life? You know, like your teenage years and your 20s, you're supposed to be like, oh my god, I love you, like yada yada yada. And so it makes me just like want to run away and run away from all my problems and run away from all my things. But I can't. And I really don't want to. Like I say I want to run away, but I really like my life and I really enjoy everything about my life, you know. But yes. I think I'm gonna leave this here because I honestly don't think I can like record anymore about this because like I'm upset. But it's also 11 o'clock at night, so I'm kind of tired. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go sleep for like 8 hours and do my thing. But yeah, turning 20 isn't the end of the world, but it sure as hell feels like it. And on my 20th birthday, I actually got into a car crash. My 20th birthday was actually very fun. I got up early I played some golf. Um, I went to breakfast, and then we were gonna go to Barnes and Noble and get my crumble and my Starbucks because you get free crumble and Starbucks on your birthday. And I got hit by another person. Um, thank God. I'm very grateful that nobody else was hurt. Nobody was hurt. Everybody was okay. We were down a car. Caitlin's car is in the shop, but it like happened right before I would have turned 20 because I was born at like 8:41 Pacific time, and it was around like 11:14 Eastern time. So literally like the last 30 minutes of my 19s, I I went out with a bang. um, so it wasn't really a great start to my 20s, but yeah, I really hope that this year I can kind of reinvent myself and be a better person and just be better mentally. And I just really want to enjoy other people's presence and I want other people to enjoy my presence. But I think really this year it's kind of a messy episode. And my first episode was way better, I think, but not everything goes to plan and you gotta be kind of adapting. And that's something I'm learning, unfortunately. But yeah, thank you for listening. Be a good person, be thankful, tell people you love them, and I hope you like this podcast. But thank you for listening.